Hey everybody, this is Daniel Murphy down here in Myrtle Beach with the Daniel Murphy Real Estate team over at Beach Realty Group. Listen, I know a lot of you guys that are purchasing here in the Myrtle Beach area looking for resort properties, either oceanfront condos or maybe something on our golf courses. I've often asked three main questions, and I want to cover them with you today. These are the three things that you need to know or at least be asking questions about when you're looking to purchase these types of properties. The first thing that we're going to discuss is the HOA fees and what do they include. The second thing that we're going to look at is rental income. How do you rent these properties out? How does it affect your personal use if you are going to rent? And then the last thing that we really want to discuss is financing. Listen, there was, post market crash, there was a lot of difficulty getting these types of properties financed. I want to tell you what your options are today. So let's start with number one, HOA fees and what do they include? This is really important because HOA fees can range anywhere from, on a 2 to 3 bedroom condo, anywhere from $250 a month up to $1,100 a month. And that seems like a huge swing, but you have to understand what's included in those HOA fees. The big thing that all of them will include is your common maintenance and upkeep of the property. Since it's a condo-tel type of property, a condominium property, you're going to own all of this property in common with all the other homeowners. You have to pay somebody to maintain it. If you have pools, if you have a front entrance area with a lot of grass, those areas will be maintained with those HOA fees. The other big thing to look at, and this will have a huge spread in what you owe monthly, is whether or not it actually includes either the building insurance or your HO6 policy. So let's talk about that, the difference. Insurance on the building itself is just basically if something were to happen to the building, to the structure, a fire, a water damage, that's included in that insurance. But you actually have to get a separate policy for the contents, an HO6 insurance policy. Sometimes the HOA includes none of those. Sometimes it'll include just the building insurance, and in very rare cases, it actually includes both. There are some resorts that are going to including both of those fees. So when you look at these numbers, ask your agent, hey, I'm paying $1,100. What am I getting for that? And they'll probably explain to you, well, you're getting 4 pools as opposed to 2. You're getting a lazy river where the other one doesn't have it. And all of your insurance is included. It also does include some of your interior utilities, water, sewer, trash pickup is usually included. Your basic cable package is generally included in those fees. So again, HOA fees are important. Just ask what it includes, and that'll probably make more sense on the total number. The second thing we want to talk about was the rental income and personal use. So I would say probably in the neighborhood of 85%, 80, 85%, possibly a bit higher of the people that own resort condos in the Myrtle Beach area rent them out when they're not here. We do have a very vibrant, very strong year-round rental market, week-to-week rental market, vacation rental market here in the Myrtle Beach area. And so most of you who are looking will probably rent these out when you're not here. There are 3 ways you can do this. In many of the cases, especially in the Myrtle Beach proper area, there are on-site offices. So these buildings look, smell, taste, feel like a hotel. People check in, there's a desk, there's daily maid service. You can use them to do your rentals. The second way you can do it is to use an off-site rental company. So if you're in North Myrtle Beach or down in Surfside, I'm pointing because I'm actually looking that way. They don't have on-site offices for the main part. So you hire a company that has an office within a location that's close where people will pick up the keys. That's an off-site rental location. And the third way you can do it, and this is really the best way if you want to maximize rental potential, is to do it yourself. VRBO, FlipKey, HomeAway, there's a lot of sites that will service that particular need for you. However, just understand that's going to take your time and energy to do it. But you can make the most money that way. So understand your options when you buy this. What am I getting myself into as far as the rental? And then personal use. People ask me all the time, if I give it to a rental company, can I use it myself? Certainly you can. I can tell you with some of the companies, they're going to want you to limit your use in the prime rental season. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. And then the last thing we kind of want to go over is financing. So for a period of time after 2008, financing was difficult to find for these types of properties because there was no appetite for an investment type property. And that's what these are. Even though you think of them as a second home, the banks were considering them as a investment property. So there really wasn't an appetite, but I'm telling you there is now. So there are 2 classifications of condos in the Myrtle Beach area and 2 ways you can get financing. If you're in what we call a warrantable condo, and that is something that is non-condotel, you can get traditional financing, a 30-year fix, whatever you want. There is a back end for those mortgages through Fannie and Freddie. The issue becomes, is it a condotel? And that's changing. The definition of it is changing. But in the simplest terms, if it looks, tastes, feels, smells like a hotel, it's a condotel. And that's most of the market in the Myrtle Beach proper area. In that case, there is actual local banks here who will underwrite those loans in-house. There is mortgages available for both types of properties. Just understand that the difference between a condotel and a warrantable condo. So again, those are the three things that you really need to know. HOA fees and what do they cover? You need to understand that there is rental potential for it and what are your options. And then the third thing is, how do you buy these if it's not cash? Again, this is Daniel Murphy down here at the beach. If you have any questions at all, give us a call. That's what we're here for. Been doing it nearly 20 years now. Selling resort properties could certainly help you out. If you're not dealing with me, these you need to ask and understand before you buy. Thanks so much.